What do you say, everybody? Hello and welcome to beautiful Forefront Field in Avon, Ohio. It's time to open up the three-game series between the Florence Yalls and the Lake Erie Crushers. What do you say? Hello and welcome. You're listening to Frontier League Baseball on Home Team Network, as well as the Florence Yalls Radio Network. Florence Yalls opening up a three-game series right outside of Cleveland, Avon, Ohio. Little cloudy skies, wind not doing much today, but certainly a better day than what we've seen for the last three Yalls games. Certainly drier than what we've seen the last three games, and Florence hoping to continue what we've seen from them. 4 series wins in a row for the Yalls, trying to go for 5 here against the division rival Lake Erie Crushers. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Rory Tettemer, excited to join you guys for the first time in Avon, Ohio in 2026. Florence enters with an 8-7 record, as well as Lake Erie at 8-7, both in the Midwest Conference, the Western Division of the Midwest Conference. Seen a lot of games between Lake Erie, and this is one of 12 of what you'll see in 2026. Two teams that have matched up well in my 2 years playing here. Florence last season against Lake Erie, 4-8. Certainly didn't have their way like they did back in 2024, but looking to exact some vengeance will be Evan Webster on the mound. If you're listening to HTN, you can see Webster warming up in the Yalls bullpen there. Florence in the Kentucky red jerseys with flow caps and gray pants. The Lake Erie Crushers in the all-white jerseys with the purple caps. Decent crowd already in the ballpark here at Forefront Field. I believe Forefront Field is a new partnership for the Lake Erie Crushers. No longer Crusher Stadium, Forefront Field here in Avon, Ohio. Doesn't look like many new additions, but always excited to be here at Lake Erie Crushers ballpark, Forefront Field. Let's take a look at what happened to Florence the last time they played back on Sunday. Florence Yalls walked off the Down East Bird Dogs 9-8 in extras to win the three-game series. Yannicker Villalobos started on the mound for Florence, and he turned in his best start of the season, allowing 3 runs in the first inning, but settled in shortly after, posting a streak of 12 consecutive batters retired at one point. Villalobos ended with 6 innings of work, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits, striking out 5, leaving with the lead. Down East down 3-0 in the second. An RBI double from Zach Beadle got Florence on the board, scored Marcus Brodell, and then in the third, a 2-run double from Brendan Bobo scored Jackson Tucker and Hank Zeisler to tie the game at 3. Beadle and Dylan Baker singled to open the 4th inning, and Jackson Tucker continued his hot ways and brought them home with a 3-run bomb to left center field, his second home run of the week. Up 7-6 in the top of the 9th, Chase Hopewell surrendered 2 walks and blew his second save opportunity of the season to send this to extras. Down East scored the automatic runner in their half of the 10th to make it 8-7. Hank Zeisler came through with an RBI single to tie the game, and Marcus Brodell won it with a walk-off hit by pitch. On Sunday, the first walk-off of the season was a walk-off hit by pitch. Pretty interesting stuff at Thomas More Stadium. Obviously winning the series with that against Down East after dropping Game 1. Florence has dropped the Game 1 for the last 3 series, but still ended up winning Game 2 and 3 to win the series and take it home. And that has now turned the corner for Florence on their season. After starting 0-3, they've won the next 4 series and have taken a above 500 record at 8-7 for the first time since August 16th, 2024. And yes, it feels oh so good to be above 500. You just have a little bit more swagger when you know that you're a winning ball club. And Florence walking with that swagger today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for your away team, Florence Yalls. Leading off, the second baseman, Tyler Schoenfeld. Batting second, the center fielder, Jackson Tucker. In the 3 spot, the first baseman and captain, Hank Zeisler. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Brendan Bobo. In the 5 slot, the designated hitter, Zade Richardson. Batting 6th over at the hot corner, Garrett Broussard. Batting 7th, the left fielder Brett Blomquist, making his first start in a while. Batting 8th, the catcher Kyle Harbison, and rounding out the shortstop Dylan Baker. Florence puts Blomquist out in left field. Marcus Brodell gets a seat on the bench today. Keenan Taylor released. That is a new move for Florence. Keenan Taylor released, and they pick up Landon Lowe from Bradley University. More to speak about him later, as well as Zach Beadle on the bench. Brandon Scott on the mound for the Lake Erie Crushers. Scott 0-1 with a 4.61 ERA entering today. A left-handed pitcher against Florence. We have not seen many left-handed starters on the mound against the Yalls. Let's take a quick look at the Lake Erie starting lineup. Leading off, the third baseman in Paven Parks. Batting second, the center fielder Joe Redfield. In the 3 slot, the second baseman Luis Acevedo. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter Jacob Tobias. In the 5 slot, the first baseman Alfredo Gonzalez. Batting 6th, the right fielder Garrett Pike. In the 7 slot, the catcher Derek Vegas. Batting 8th, the shortstop Jared Watkins. And rounding out the left fielder James Jett. Some names of note: Paven Parks, we've seen plenty of him. He's been with the Otters. He's been with the Wild Things. He's been in Canada. He's been all over the Frontier League, and now he's finding the slot here in Lake Erie. We know he's a talented hitter as well as a closer at sometimes too. Luis Acevedo, very good season with New Jersey last year. Second baseman, continues just to hit. And then Alfredo Gonzalez, I think the only player in Major League Baseball, or only player in the Frontier League with Major League Baseball experience when he played a few games with the White Sox. Lake Erie has always been known for their pitching in my 2 years here, and I think that flip, or the switch has flipped there. Now known for their hitting, and their pitching is kind of struggling. So maybe Florence can use that to their advantage. They're also, a mainly hitting team too. And we might just see some fireworks at Forefront Field. We'll pause here on the 50 West Brewing pregame show as we take a listen to our national anthem. When we return, we'll have the first pitch. Don't go anywhere. More Florence Yalls baseball coming up. Lovely, lovely rendition of our national anthem. We're ready for first pitch at Forefront Field. The Florence Yalls taking on the Lake Erie Crushers, opening up a 3-game series against the division rival Crushers. You've been listening to Florence Yalls Baseball on the 50 West Brewing pregame show. Always inspired by the Great American Road Trip across Route 50. 50 West, the premier brewery in the Cincinnati area. At 50 West, every beer's journey. Join us for the ride, located at 7605 Worcester Pike, Cincinnati. Can't call this the Ohio Cup exactly, but it's pretty darn close. Florence and Greater Cincinnati right outside in beautiful Florence, Kentucky, northern Kentucky, and Avon, Ohio sits just a little bit outside of Cleveland. It's the closest thing we'll get between the Reds and Guardians Ohio Cup rivalry. On the mound for the Lake Erie Crushers, Brandon Scott, the left-handed pitcher. Scott should be a first-time starter against Florence. Out of Adrian, Michigan. Features a fastball around 90, 91 miles per hour, changeup, cutter, and slider. Last appearance was on May 20th against Joliet. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts on 92 pitches there. It's his second professional season, his first with the Crushers. Was signed by the Chicago Dogs in 2025 as a 22-year-old. Went to Hillsdale College, Division II. Always good to see some new blood, but Florence has not seen many left-handed starting pitchers. So this will be a change, especially with the lefties we have at the top of the order, Schoenfeld, Zeisler, and Bobo. All three at the top there. Schoenfeld will dig in to the lefty batter's boxes. We're ready to start Game 16 on the 2026 season. Florence 8-7, Lake Erie 8-7. Wind up, Scott's first pitch misses downstairs. Baseball is underway here. 6:31, Avon, Ohio. Overcast sky. Wind not doing much, maybe blowing out towards right center a little. That one's skied down the left field line. Jet working towards the foul line. Now in foul territory, makes the grab in front of the Crushers bullpen for out number 1. 2 pitches, 1 out for Brandon Scott. That'll bring up Jackson Tucker. Let's take a look at the Lake Erie defense. You just saw Jet out there in left field. Redfield in center, Pike in right. In the infield at the hot corner, Paven Parks. Jared Watkins at short, Luis Acevedo at second. Alfredo Gonzalez at first, and doing the catching, Derek Vegas. First pitch to Tucker. Fastball catches the top of the zone at 91. The 1 pitch, top of the zone again. That one misses. Up there at 90, 23.50 on the spin rate. A 1-1 count with the bases empty, 1 away in the opening frame. Living at the top of the zone here against Tucker early, now 2-1. Florence against left-handed starting pitching is 1-1, both on the road, so have not faced a left-handed starter at home. We'll face 2 in this series today and tomorrow. 2-1, Tucker sees the off-speed outside and leaves it. Now 3-1. 82 with a 1530 spin rate. That looks like the changeup. Changeup, cutter, slider are the complementary pitches of Scott. Winds now from the third base side of the rubber. That one's fouled away from Tucker. 90 miles per hour down the heart of the plate. If you're new to listening to Florence Y'all's baseball in Avon, Ohio, I'm not right behind home plate. Always gives a different look when broadcasted a game. I'm actually more down the third base line, so don't have the exact behind home plate view that I do at Thomas More Stadium and some other ball clubs. There's a called strike 3, bottom of the zone. He did get in there at 90 miles per hour, 23.56 on the spin rate. First K of the day for Scott, second out of the first. That'll bring up the captain, Hank Zeisler. As he digs into the plate, he'll play game number 236 with Florence. Eventually we'll get that games played record. First pitch in there for a strike. Off speed, 81 miles per hour, 25.09 on the spin rate. Nice slider there. He is very close to the all-time run record in Florence franchise history. That one missing at the top of the zone, 1-1. Exactly 1 run away from tying the record and 2 runs away from breaking it. He stands at 194 in his Florence career, all with the Y'alls. Now that record does date back to all of Florence franchise history, 1-1 missing downstairs. That would go all the way back to 07. Tim Grogan from 2007 to 2010 put up 195 runs. Zeisler skies that foul down the left field line, up and on to the concourse. 2-2 count. 2 away with the bases empty. Lefty-lefty battle. Scott delivers the pitch, and it's sent up the middle for a base hit from Hank Zeisler. He continues to hit his league-leading average. Just gets a little higher with a 2-out single and a base runner for Brendan Bobo. Nice piece of hitting there for the captain, Zeisler. Should get to hits eventually. Now at 270. Needs 50 more hits. Get to the all-time hit record, the all-time hit record. 322. That one misses away. 1-0 count. Brendan Bobo is the batter. Bobo enters today with a .310 average, 6 home runs, that's a team high. 8 runs scored and 17 RBIs, also a team high. Zeisler does 2 behind with 15. Zeisler 2.5 step lead over at first. The 1-0 to Bobo. Misses at the bottom of the zone, 79 there on a 15.02 spin rate, a changeup. Team high slugging percentage for Bobo. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. It's at 707, and yet Zeisler still leads in OPS, which is on base and slugging, at 1155. About 60 points higher there. 2-0 to Bobo. He skies it up and over my head down the third base line, out of play. 2-1. Florence and Lake Erie tied right at the bottom of the division, but it is the only division with all of the teams above 500, so playing in a competitive division for the Y'alls. That would be the Midwest Central Division, swing and a miss, 2-2. So it's the Midwest Conference, and we're in the Central Division of that. Florence and Lake Erie both 8-7, right above them Washington 10-5, and Evansville still playing well at 11-4. Florence handed them 2 of their losses. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Second disengagement there from Scott. Zeisler might be able to increase his lead just a little bit more. 3 stolen bases on the season for the captain, and he does now at a 3-step lead. He takes off the 2-2, misses outside, throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base number 4 from Hank Zeisler. He moves himself into scoring position, and I do love that call there. 2 strikes against Bobo. Worst that happens is you clear the bases and Bobo gets another chance in the top of the second. Instead, he's got himself an RBI opportunity with a full count and 2 away. The payoff pitch. Bobo, a line drive snagged by the shortstop, Watkins. 93 off the bat there from Bobo. Watkins was there to snag it and end the inning. Florence gets a single from Zeisler, but trans him in scoring position. We head to the bottom half of the first. Lake Erie gets their first crack when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the first inning always brought to you by Heritage Bank. At Heritage Bank, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Proudly local, fiercely dependable. That's the Heritage difference. Visit heritagebank.com or stop by a branch near you today. Evan Webster on the mound for Florence. He certainly has been the most consistent starter for the Alls. Enters with a 2-1 record and a 4.5 ERA. 7 innings pitched his last time out at Washington. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The 7 innings pitched were a team high, and the 7 Ks was a season high for Webster. He's won his last 2 ball games. Dropped the first game against Evansville where he was just out-dueled. It was a combined no-hitter for the Otters in a 5-0 loss. First pitch, missing outside, but Webster has developed into quite the pitcher for the Alls. Some could say he was the ace last year. If not, he's definitely the ace right now. Here's the 1-0. Fouled away. The batter, Pavin Parks, in a lefty-lefty battle to open up this ball game. A lot of left-handed hitters. 5 in the lineup for Lake Erie. Check swing. Peel does not go all the way around. I certainly thought he did. Parks followed by Joe Redfield and Luis Acevedo. Open up the inning here for the Crushers. The 2-1 off speed. Top of the zone in there for a strike. Let's take a look at Lake Erie, saying they're a good offense. They've got runs scored, 85 runs scored, Florence 93. All right, to put that both in perspective, Washington has 103. Florence was able to outduel them, so shouldn't be, too much more. The pitching, 105 runs run against for Lake Erie. That one's fouled away. We'll do it again. And then Florence 97 runs against. You should feel pretty good when you have Webster on the mound. Feel like you got a good chance, especially with him in a 2-start week. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ooh, runs inside and hits Pavin Parks. First base runner for the Crushers. Those hit-by pitches always brought to you by Airport Paint and Body. When life throws a fastball at your ride, they'll smooth it out and get you back in the game. Submit a free estimate online today at airportpaintandbody.com. To also put it in perspective and how good the Central Division is in the Midwest Conference, Florence 8-7. They're tied at the bottom here, or 3rd place essentially. If they had that record in the Midwest West Division, they would be in 2nd place. Runner takes off, pitch in there for a strike, throw down, not in time. Pavin Parks with a stolen base, moves himself into scoring position. The Windy City Thunderbolts at 8-9, so a below 500 record sit at 2nd place in the West Division. Florence would be just ahead of them and behind the Schaumburg Boomers at 11-4. 0-1 shows bunt. It's in there for a strike. 0-2. The Boomers come to town on the weekend series. Should be a good matchup. They certainly have been a talented offense with good pitching, plus 54 run differential. Here's the 0-2. Misses downstairs. Webster from the stretch, middle of the rubber. The 1-2. Fastball called. Strike 3. Dots up the lower outside half. Webster picks up his first strikeout. Caught looking of Joe Redfield. And that'll bring up Luis Acevedo. Acevedo is a talented hitter. He was with New Jersey last year. Was acquired in a trade in the offseason. First pitch to him. In there for a strike. Exchange for Leonardo Rodriguez. Hit .306 and scored 44 runs in 72 games. The thing I saw in Acevedo, he just absolutely mashes left-handed pitching. The 0-1, missing outside. He was hitting like above 400 against left-handed pitching. Florence was looking for a guy to trade for in the offseason. You made 2 trades with the Jackals. I was hoping one of them would be Acevedo in return. The 1-1. In there for a strike, 1-2. Go ask any team in Major League Baseball right now how hard it is to find right-handed hitters, right-handed power hitters. 1-2, fouls it away. Maybe Acevedo not with power, but they take an above 300 hitter against lefties any day of the week. From the stretch, though, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks from Evan Webster. 2 away with a runner on second. Bottom half of the first inning. The lefty designated hitter Jacob Tobias steps in. Now we got Steven Gregg already going. Go Florence, a win, and we will be 2 games over 500 for the first time since 2021. That one misses downstairs. We were over 500, 2 games over 500 in 2024 at the beginning of the season. You're 4-2 at one point. He says he does like the Crushers ballpark, but Thomas More Stadium is better. I absolutely agree. 1-0. This is high and inside, 2-0. We should win tonight. Webby as a pitcher is greatness. Go Y'alls. Let me make sure I'm correct on the 4-2 at one point there. Correct, yeah, we were 4-2 on May 16th. So 10 days ago, and 10 days and 2 years ago, we were 4-2. Then once we got to below 500 there, we weren't back to above 500 until that August 16th date. Sorry, August 15th we got to 500, went back over 500 for the first time since August 16th is what I've been saying. Went to 500 on August 17th, and that's obviously in the midst of a 6-game losing streak. That one skied foul, now a full count. It's so weird looking at these game records I have on my computer. All saved, but just some of the names you see. Pretty funny looking at all of them. Last time Florence was 2 games above 500. A win over the Thunderbolts. 8-1 win. Villalobos was the starting pitcher. Michael Barker, who was with Florence last season, was the losing pitcher for the Bolts. And Ryan Steckline got the save. Pretty amazing. The payoff. Fastball misses downstairs. A hit by pitch and a walk from Webster in the first inning. Has runners first and second and 2 away for Alfredo Gonzalez. Gonzalez in his 16th professional season, 3rd with the Crushers. Debuted in Major League Baseball with the Detroit Tigers, appeared in 3 games. It was 9 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 RBI, a 111 batting average. His first and only MLB hit in the final game against the Brewers' Brent Suter. That one's fouled back. An RBI to score Yoan Moncada. How about that? It's back in 2018. Brent Suter obviously still in the league. Yoan Moncada still in the league. Pretty big names at the time. And I believe he's the only player in the Frontier League right now with Major League Baseball experience. That one's fouled away. Last year you could have said Sam Coonrod for the Grizzlies. Again, just going off of what I've seen, I don't believe anyone else has. Unless someone was added in the offseason. It's an 0-2 count to him. Webster, middle of the rubber, from the stretch, kick the 0-2 pitch, fastball misses upstairs. One and 2, runners first and second and 2 away. The 1-2. Line drive into center field, bounces in front of Tucker for a base hit. They're going to wave around Parks. Tucker's throw is way offline and all the way to the backstop. Runners take off for second and third. Will be an RBI single for Alfredo Gonzalez. Lake Erie takes a 1-0 lead. Right now, a single. Could say an error there. Brings up Garrett Pike. First pitch misses upstairs, hitting .304 on the season. .651 OPS. Runners second and third now, with 2 away, a 1-0 Crushers lead in the bottom of the first. The 1-0. Grounded slowly over the left side. Garrett Broussard picks it up. Throw on to first is in time, and that will end the inning. A couple pitches too late. Crushers get on the board first against Evan Webster. We head to the top of 2, a 1-0 Lake Erie lead when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top half of the second inning always brings us our umpire intro, brought to you by Pella Window and Door. Looking for a clear view of every call? Trust Pella Window and Door, bringing you replay-worthy clarity and craftsmanship you can count on. Pella Window and Door, so good, even the ump won't miss a thing. Zade Richardson leads things off for Florence, down 1-0 in the top of the second. First pitch in there for a strike. Still the lefty, Brandon Scott, on the mound. Richardson ropes that one into left field for a base hit. He continues his hot start. 90 miles per hour off the bat from Richardson, his first hit of the day. And a leadoff runner for the Yalls. Here in the second, that'll bring up Garrett Broussard. An RBI single from Alfredo Gonzalez put Lake Erie on the board in the bottom of the first. It's the only hit allowed by Webster. Broussard with a nice play to end that inning. First pitch in there for a strike. Our umpires today, it's a crew we had seen 2 or 3 series ago. Henry Schwulowitz behind home plate, he's the crew chief. Dylan Self down the first baseline, and Rudy Bosk down the third baseline. 0-1 misses outside. Saw them in the series and week against Mississippi. They're both at Thomas More Stadium. One misses inside. So now you've been through 5 series, is that correct? 5 series, this is the 6th. 2-1 bounces in the dirt, gets away from the catcher and goes towards the Lake Erie dugout. Richardson takes advantage and moves into scoring position on a wild pitch. So you've seen 6 series now, and Florence has had the same umpire crew. Or has had 2 umpire crews in those 6 series. It's pretty shocking. They've been able to learn these umpires for better or for worse. The 3-1. Hot shot into right field for a base hit. Richardson is going to get a stop sign over at third. It's a good idea. It's a nice throw there from Pike. Back-to-back singles to open up the second. Has runners at the corners for Florence and nobody out now for Brett Blomquist.
Now batting the left fielder, number 12, Brett Blomquist.
Y'all's third hit on the day. Stranded Hangs Eisler at second in the first inning. Blomquist, very interesting, did not get a start at home in that series against Down East. He's been great at the plate. Florence has just had a lot of people that have been playing well. Like Blomquist, now with Keaton Taylor gone, may find himself in the lineup a little bit more. 1-0, misses outside. It starts with taking advantage of a big-time opportunity here, chance to tie the ball game in the second. Decent lead for Broussard over at first. The 2-0, swing and a miss. He's behind 86. 2-1. Florence in the red Kentucky jerseys. Two-one pitch, swing and a miss. Down low on the off-speed. Blomquist, in limited action, is 24 at-bats. A .250 average. Has picked up 8 RBIs. 4 runs scored. Just to put that in perspective, Dylan Baker's pretty much played every game. He's got 7 RBIs. Blomquist in left field today. We know he can play pretty much every spot in the infield. Maybe not first, but third, second, and short. And now getting some experience in the outfield as well. 2-2. Misses downstairs. Works a full count. Called time at the plate there from Blomquist. Straight up defense for the Crushers. Scott, pickoff attempt. Nothing going. Acevedo, the second baseman, shaded a little up the middle. Swing and a miss. Down low on the off speed. Should have been the changeup there at 14.98. Second K on the day for Brandon Scott. That'll bring up Kyle Harbison. Runners at the corners and 1 away. Harbison, just 2 starts. He's made every bit of them. .625 average. He's 5 for 8 with an RBI and a couple runs scored. Shows bunt, gets it down perfectly right to the pitcher. That will move Broussard over to second. Does not score. Zade Richardson. Maybe not perfectly. A little hard hit and was fielded clean by the pitcher. Guess that's a sac bunt. Did move a runner over. Put that down as a sac bunt right now. Look, easily just could have been a bunt for the hit. Brings up Dylan Baker. So you started with a runner on third and nobody out. Now you have runners second and third with 2 away. Florence hoping not to squander the opportunity. That one's in there for a strike. 0-1 to Baker. Grounds it, slow roller down the third base line, fielded by Parks. No throw on to first, and the Y'alls tie this ball game up 1-1. Nice piece of hitting there from Baker. Just put it in play and good things happen. Uses the wheels to beat it down the line and gets himself an RBI infield single. Plus, Garrett Broussard moved over to third. So now you have runners at the corners again. And the top of the order, Tyler Schoenfeld up at the plate. Baseball works in mysterious ways. That's a 64 mile per hour off the exit velo, but still an RBI single. Dylan Baker will take it. First pitch to Schoenfeld. He shows bunt, pulls back, it misses outside. One-0 pitch, misses down low, 2-0. Schoenfeld flied out to left field his last time up, hitting .233 on the season. Has 10 walks, still a very good on-base percentage at .389. 2-0. In there for a strike, a very late call, about 4 inches beneath the zone. Really late, really low call as well. Two-one, missing downstairs. About the same level as the called strike. Three-one pitch, grounded left side over towards the shortstop. Throw on to first, trying to beat the speedy Schoenfeld, and they do. Watkins with a nice throw on the run. Florence strands a runner in scoring position, but they use 3 hits to tie this ball game up at 1. We head to the bottom of the second. Evan Webster returning to the mound when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN.
Check it out behind right field. Parents, you must sign a waiver for your kids' participation. All right, fans, let's see those pearly whites. It's time for our Smile Cam, brought to you by TLC Dentistry. It's Smile Cam. Down and waiting, Cam. The pearly whites, ladies and gentlemen. Proudly serving Lorain County for over 60 years, TLC Dentistry knows a great smile when they see one. Leading off the bottom of the second inning for your Crushers is the catcher, number 4, Derek Vegas.
Bottom half of the second inning. Taking a look at our Thomas More scoreboard. Always a scoreboard partner, Thomas More University. There you'll be able to take your life and your career as far as you want it to go. Apply or donate today at thomasmore.edu. First pitch in there for a strike. Derek Vegas is the batter. 0-1 count. Webster back out of the mound. It's a 1-1 ball game between the Y'alls and the Crushers on our Thomas More scoreboard. 0-1, fouls it away. Down the first base line and out of play. Webster up 0-2, picked up 2 strikeouts in the first. It was an RBI single from Gonzalez that scored Pavin Parks. Put the 1 run on the board for the Crushers. 0-2 pitch. Misses outside on a nice pitch there from Webster. 4 front field, new home of the Lake Erie Crushers. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed from Evan Webster, his third strikeout. An inning and a third of work. The only other put away, ground out to third to end the inning. Brings up Jared Watkins. Watkins, left-handed hitter and shortstop for the Crushers, grounds the first pitch over towards the sliding Zeisler, who can't come up with it. Would have been a heck of a play. That'll be an infield single. Runner on first and one out. Bottom of the order, James Jett. A heck of a name, really good name. And apparently he's as fast as he sounds, James Jett. That's the scouting report on him. Hitting .222, one home run, 759 OPS. Grounds it over towards Schoenfeld. Backhand play, toss it a second one. Relay to first is in time. The old ham and eggs tailor-made double play. Spun by Schoenfeld, Baker, and Zeisler. Florence gets out of the second. We head to the top of the third. It's time for Tettemer Trivia when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top half of the third inning, always brought to you by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance. Visit us today at roarins.com. Jackson Tucker steps in. He takes the first pitch outside, a 1-0 count. Off speed, missing downstairs. 2-0. Tucker struck out looking his last time up. Dotted up the outer half against Tucker. Still the lefty Brandon Scott on the mound. 2-0, grounded down the third baseline and foul. 1-1 ball game on our Thomas More scoreboard. Top half of the third always brings us our Tettemer Trivia, brought to you by the Roar Agency. Way it works, I read a question in the top half of the third, give you guys the answer in the bottom half. You have the opportunity to play along. The question is live on Twitter. The accounts you're looking for, Florence_Y'alls, and my account, rtettemer9. That's RTETTEMER9, or Florence_Y'alls. Comment your guess in the comment section. I'll shout you out here on the broadcast. First to get it right wins bragging rights. It's a 2-2 count. Nobody out, bases empty. Top of the third. Our Tettemer Trivia question of the day. It's a good one. 2-2. Fouls it back. Which closer has the highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history? Again, which closer has the highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history? Minimum 100 save opportunities. Again, which closer has the highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history? Minimum 100 save opportunities. My hint, there is none. No hint. I feel like there's already so many, just like talented closers that you can be thinking of that you don't really need a hint. If you're going to be talking about the highest in Major League Baseball history, you're probably talking about one of the greater closers in Major League Baseball history. Which one is it? That's for you guys to find out. A full count to Tucker. The payoff pitch. Tucker fouls it away off his foot. We'll do it again. Got a lot of guesses coming through. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Jackson Tucker is going to get another look at his foot here. Toby Hall, field manager for Florence, as well as Alan Chase, the personal trainer. Toby Hall smacking him on the back of the neck. Again, the problem's in his foot, not in the back of his neck. Tucker will step back in to the righty batter's box. We're already getting a lot of action here on Tettemer Trivia. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Ground ball to Hopper over towards the second baseman, Acevedo. Throw is a little high, but in time, put away Jackson Tucker. 4-3 on the put away, first out of the third.
The first baseman, number 13, Hank Zeisler.
Hank Zeisler at the plate. First pitch misses outside. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Zeisler skies it high, third base side, foul territory. Parks with an early call over there. Didn't have to move much. Makes the grab. Second out of the inning. Brings up Brendan Bobo, a line out to shortstop his last time up.
If he strikes out tonight, fans score half off late drives.
First pitch misses downstairs on the off speed. The 1-0, swing and a foul back. Which closer is the highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history? Minimum 100 save opportunities. Hint, none. That one's fouled away. The minimum 100 save opportunities should be what throws this question for a loop. Highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history. Are you going to go with the person who has the most saves in Major League Baseball history? Maybe it's the most saves in a season. Didn't play many seasons. Maybe it's a really good closer. That was just dominant for a short stretch of time. Or is it a new guy who's just coming up and since he's still playing, has blown many saves? 2-2 to Bobo. Fouls it away. We'll do it again. Lorenki says, I have no answer because I'm always wrong. Be glad you aren't playing at home because it's rained all day. You know what, Laura? I am extremely glad we're not playing in the rain once again. I'm getting a little sick of the rain delays. 2-2. Fouls straight over my head. Two away with the bases empty. 2-2 pitch to Bobo. He fouls it away, staying alive. Lefty-lefty battle. Two-two. Misses outside. A lot of people going for the same answer on Tettemer Trivia. Some thinking outside the box. The payoff pitch. That one's roped into right field, dropping quickly and in front of Pike for a base hit. A two-out single from Brendan Bobo, his first hit of the day. Florence, a little life here in the third. Brings up Zade Richardson, singled and scored his last time around.
The designated hitter, number 9, Zade Richardson.
Brandon Scott on the mound. 23 years of age, the lefty. Played with Chicago last year, just 13 appearances, no starts. 10 2/3 innings pitched, a 12.66 ERA. That was after a year of college ball with Hillsdale, where he did have 13 starts, a 4-4 record, pickoff attempt, nothing going, and a 4.06 ERA. So 4 years at Hillsdale, some decent numbers. Worked as a starter his senior year, and then goes over to Chicago. Doesn't work as a starter as all, and now is a starter with Lake Erie. That one misses inside a 1-0 count. Richardson with great numbers entering today. Only goes up after a leadoff single. 327 on the season entering. 375 on base and a 500 slugging. It's up there near the top of a team high. That places third among qualified hitters behind Bobo and Zeisler. 2 home runs. Two-0 count. Kick the 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss on the off-speed downstairs. Again, just a changeup. It must be dropping quite a bit. 1490 on the spin rate. That does tell me maybe it's more of like a splitter. I mean, doesn't have a lot of rotation. His arsenal says fastball, changeup, slider, and cutter. There's a grounder over towards the shortstop. Jared Watkins throwing to first is in time to end the inning. Florence gets a single from Bobo, but can't do anything with it. We head to the bottom half of the third. Get your guesses in for Tettemer Trivia. We'll be right back on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN.
Fans, we have some special groups in the house tonight. Please join us in welcoming them to the ballpark. Powers Elementary. Eastern Heights Elementary. Constellation Schools Lorraine Community. And Lorraine Preparatory Academy. Thank you for joining us tonight. And go
Bottom of the third inning, 1-1 on our Thomas More scoreboard. Evan Webster back out for another inning of work. He's back to the top of the order. Pavin Parks, Joe Redfield, and Luis Acevedo. Parks calls time before the first pitch. Webster, clean inning in the second. Allowed a single and then wiped it away with a 4-6-3 double play. Off speed in there for a strike. So an unconventional 1-2-3 for Webster in the second. We are playing Tettemer trivia in the inning. I'm looking for the highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history. Minimum 100 save opportunities. Parks skies it down the third baseline, foul territory. Broussard over towards the net, and he runs out of room. With one away, I'll start reading the guesses. We do have a lot already coming in. The 0-2 from Webster misses downstairs. He picked up 300 strikeouts already. Three strikeouts already. Don't know if I said 300 there. It's just three. I was looking at my screen. It said 300. Here's the 1-2. Missing downstairs. That one's fouled back. We'll do it again. Two-two. Line drive into center field. Tucker is there. It hangs up enough for him. First out of the inning. Nice first step there from Tucker. Brings up Joe Redfield. Struck out looking his last time around. Let's get a look at some of our answers now for Tettemer Trivia. Start with the ones on Twitter. Looks like we do have a couple entries over there. All very similar, eagerly similar. Kyle Karsten tuning in. He says Mariano Rivera. Rich Tettemer says Mariano Rivera, currently on his drive home from Florence, back to Massachusetts. And then Joel Hall, that one's lined out towards right center field, sending Tucker and Bobo on the run. It's going to one-hop up and over the wall, a one-out ground rule double from Joe Redfield. It's just a lot of room out there in right center field. No chance of getting it. One away and a runner in scoring position now for Luis Acevedo. Struck out his last time up. So you got Mariano Rivera from Kyle Karsten, and Rich Tettemer. And then Joel Hall says, I wanted to say Mo, but it's Joe Nathan. Mo has the single season record, though. So he's saying, I want to say Mo, but it's Joe Nathan. So his guess is Joe Nathan. Mo has a single season record, though. First pitch to Acevedo, in there for a strike. Let's get through some of our answers over text. Carter Cousins said Aroldis Chapman, Mariano Rivera, and Mason Miller. We had Tyler Douglas guess Mason Miller. Zach Jury guess K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez, and then also guess Mariano. Ground ball left side by Broussard, fielded by Dylan Baker on the backhand. Nice throw on to first, but not in time. Just a little too much arc in there. Really nice jump throw from Dylan Baker. It'll be an infield single and runners now at first and second. Hannah Roden's dad says Mariano Rivera. Hannah tuning in back in Kentucky. Then we have Luda Volio say Craig Kimbrell, Mason Miller, Joe Pa. Joe Palladino says Jonathan Papelbon, maybe Koji Uehara. That one's in there for a strike. Again, you can go some different directions here. It's only a minimum of 100 save opportunities for the highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history. That presents some names that maybe you're not thinking of. 0-1 in there for a strike. A minimum of 100 save opportunities. 0-2 count to Tobias. That's all of our guesses right now. So we got a lot of Mariano Rivera, some Mason Miller, Joe Nathan, Jonathan Papelbon, Craig Kimbrell. That one's fouled back. Francisco Rodriguez, Koji Uehara. O2 misses downstairs. Apology for Hannah Graham, not Hannah Roden. It's one that'll never get by me. It is Mr. Roden, though. And I do enjoy that a lot more. Appreciate Mr. Roden tuning in. 1-2, Sky down the left field line. In comes Blomquist, working towards the line. He dives and isn't able to get there. A foul ball by just a hair. Sends runners back and will do the 1-2 again. Another guess from Zach Jury says Trevor Hoffman. Tyler Douglas says Edwin Diaz. The 1-2 fouls it back again. Danny Halbrin says John Franco or Franco. 1-2, swing and a miss, bottom of the zone. A nice pitch there from Evan Webster. Second out of the inning. Runners first and second now with 2 away. 4th K of the day from Webster. Let's get to our answer for our Tettemer trivia. A lot of good answers came through. And I gotta say, we do not have a correct answer in the chat. Mariano Rivera, maybe all time, but minimum 100 save opportunities introduces a lot of new people. Mariano Rivera on this list would sit at 89.1%. That is tied for 5th with another guess in Joe Nathan, 89.1. 0-1, missing inside to Alfredo Gonzalez. He had the RBI single his last time up. In 3rd place, just entering the list, and this is why I saw it, Yohan Duran at 89.2. Highest save percentage all time with a minimum of 100 save opportunities. He just got his 100th save in his career. 1-1. One misses outside. John Smoltz at a 91.1. That's 2nd all time. But the first one, and no one guessed, Eric Gagne, 91.7%, the highest save percentage all time by someone with a minimum of 100 save opportunities. Eric Gagne is your correct answer for today's Tettemer Trivia. No one got it. No one got it correct. Eric Gagne, former Cy Young winner. You know, that's the type of, stints I was thinking of, where he was just dominant for a little. Eric Gagne, also a former technical Frontier League player. Swing and a miss, top of the zone. Evan Webster picks up a big strikeout, his 5th on the day, and he strands runners on 1st and 2nd. Heading to the top of the 4th, we'll talk a little more Tettemer trivia when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. We're tied up at 1. Top half of the fourth inning, it's 1-1 on our Thomas More scoreboard. Garrett Broussard leads things off. Single his last time around. Stranded at third, back in the second. So how about that Tettemer trivia? Eric Gagne, highest save percentage in Major League Baseball history with a minimum of 100 save opportunities as the benchmark there. 91.7 for Gagne. Former Cy Young Award winner in 2003 as the closer of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He had some incredible seasons. That one's fouled away off the foot of Broussard. Was the last reliever to win the Cy Young Award there in 2003. And again, a former Technical Frontier League player. He played with the Trois-Rivières des Aigles in the Independent Frontier League. I think at the time, the Can-Am. It says on Google that he's also a part owner of Trois-Rivières. I don't know if that still stands, but maybe at one point. And he pitched with them August 28th, 2015, a one-game pitching comeback for the Aigles back in 2015. Just some incredible stats. Obviously, that Cy Young year, 55 saves across 82 and a third innings pitched. 2-2 grounded left side, fielded on the forehand from Parks. A long throw onto first is in time to punch out Garrett Broussard. Heck of a play at the hot corner from Parks. 5-3 on the put away. That'll bring up Brett Blomquist, one out. In that Cy Young season, he had a 1.2 ERA. But in between those seasons, he had 52 saves and a 1.97 ERA in 2002. And then a 2.19 ERA in 2004 and 45 saves, again with the Dodgers. He finished 4th in Cy Young, 1st in Cy Young, and 7th in Cy Young. He was 6th in MVP voting in 2023. First pitch misses outside of Blomquist. No one guessed Gagne. A lot for Mariano Rivera. Joe Nathan was another one on the list, but no one guessed Smoltz. I didn't expect anyone to guess Duran, just because it just happened. He just qualified for it. But Gagne, I figured no hint because there's only so many dominant closers. 2-0, misses outside. Plus, if I tell you, yeah, it's an early 2000s player, everyone again still thinks of Mariano Rivera. (3-0). Eden there for a strike, bottom of the zone. That was a fun Tettemer trivia. Appreciate everyone playing along, as well as some of our first-time players on Twitter. Another pitch, dotted up on the inner half. Now a full count to Blomquist. Payoff, fouled away. Payoff again, misses upstairs. Blomquist works a one-out walk. A nice at-bat there against Brandon Scott. Keeps the inning moving. Now a runner on first for him to think about. It's Kyle Harbison stepping up to the plate. Harbison, I am counting it as a sacrifice bunt. He moved a runner over his last time up. Didn't get the run home that they wanted him to. That one's in there for a strike, but did a job moving a runner over. Ground ball left side, fielded on the backhand from Parks. Toss the second one, relay to first is in time. Pavin Parks flashing the leather. Some great plays in this inning. Takes away a few hits away from the Florence offense. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 1-1 ball game when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom half of the fourth inning, a 1-1 ball game on our Thomas More scoreboard. Evan Webster back out for another inning of work. Nice 5-4-3 double play from Pavin Parks to end the top of the fourth against Florence. That one's in there for a strike. The batter is Garrett Pike, a 1-1 count on him. Pike, Vegas, and Watkins set for Lake Erie. Off-speed misses downstairs. 2-1. Florence with 5 hits, Lake Erie with 4. Two-one. In there at the bottom of the zone. 84 miles per hour there from Webster. 21.44 on the spin rate. Here's the 2-2. Fouls it away. Forgot to mention Stephen Gregg's answer. He was guessing Joe Nathan at 90%. And then he said I was close at 89% with my guess. Sorry. Joe Nathan was a good guess there. Stephen. On the board. Top 5. 2-2. Grounder left side. Broussard fields it. Throw on the run is in time. 5-3 on the put away. Nice play on the forehand there from Garrett Broussard. Brings up Derek Vegas. Struck out his last time around. Evan Webster with 5 Ks through 3 innings of work. He's looked very good on the mound. 1-0, way behind the fastball, top of the zone. 90 miles per hour there from Webster. Here's the 1-1. Popped up, first base side, foul territory. Zeisler working towards the netting, still going, and he makes the grab right up against the wall. Nice play there from Egg Zeisler. Able to track that one down for the second out of the inning. Brings up Jared Watkins, single his last time up. Wiped off the base paths. On a double play there that ended the inning. Lefty-lefty battle. Off speed, missing at the top of the zone. Kissing the top of the zone there at 72. Great spot from Webster. 1-0. Missing inside. That one also very close. First one was in there. I mean, that one could have been called. Missing downstairs now, 3-0. Webster checking his plant foot a little bit there. Might have just slid a slight bit. It's a weird turf. It's like a duck or something in front of my mic here. And I'm looking down, it's some balloon figure that's making that sound somehow. It's pretty amazing. Here's the 3-1 grounder down the first baseline and foul. That's the one thing here about Lake Erie. You know, I'm off to the side. I'm right above the concession stand. And I've made the mistake prior where I just hang my mic down and then all of a sudden I'm getting a bunch of concession stand sounds. Here's the payoff. Grounder, right side, right over at Zeisler. He gloves it. Webster's running, but Zeisler takes it himself to end the inning. A clean 1-2-3 from Evan Webster. He's gone 4, and it's tied 1-1 as we head to the top of the 5th when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Top half of the 5th inning, Dylan Baker will lead things off for Florence. An RBI single his last time up. 9-1-2. That one's fouled away, a 1-1 count. The 1-1 misses away. Two 2-1 to Baker, swing and a miss, blown by him at 88. Two. Nobody out with the bases empty. Top of the 5th, a 1-1 ball game on our Thomas More scoreboard here in Avon, Ohio. Kick the 2-2 pitch, fouls it away. It is already, pretty dark here. It's only 7:47. but it's just, I mean, extremely cloudy. There's no gap even in there. It's just way overcast. Again, I'm happy it's not raining. Just haven't been able to see the sun. Anyone listening on Home Team Network, I would love to know if you guys are seeing commercials or not. If you're listening to the broadcast on Home Team Network, if you see any commercials in between innings, just let me know. 2-2, fouls it away. Here's the 2-2 to Baker, fouls it back. Good at bat here from Dylan Baker. Like I said, worked an RBI single in the second. Florence's only run production right now. 5 hits, all singles, no extra base hits yet. 2-2, slow roller down the third base line and foul. We'll do it again. I'm not going to say it's a pitcher's park because it is 325 down the lines here on both sides, 400 to dead center. It seems like just very open out in the right and left center field gaps where it extends pretty quickly after 325. Just kind of punches out there a little bit more. That creates this ballpark to have a little bit of a bigger feel. 2-2, once again, another foul ball. Dylan Baker is staying alive. Two missing downstairs, works himself a full count. Appreciate Karen Ruff tuning in. Let me know about the commercials. Line drive down the left field line and off the netting. Some action now in the Lake Erie bullpen. At least a catcher getting the gear on and probably get ready to warm somebody up. Seems like longer innings on Brandon Scott's side of things, and even then he still kept this at a 1-1 ball game. Payoff pitch to Baker. Hard hit through the left side of the infield. What an at-bat from Dylan Baker. His second hit of the day. Gets Florence started here in the top of the fifth. A really good at-bat for Baker. Saw a lot of pitches. Spoiled a lot off with some foul balls. Ended up working to a full count. Gets his pitch at the bottom of the zone, 82, and punches it into left field. Not a guy who's lit up the stat sheet, but he's been productive for Florence. 250 average entering today. 7 runs, 7 RBIs. He's certainly done a job for the Y'alls. I think people are immediately looking at some of the errors that, obviously one was the end of a ball game. But he's done everything you've asked of him from a hitting perspective. Florence doesn't need him to be that 300 hitter, but if you get 250, even 250 plus out of him, you're feeling pretty good with him at the bottom of your order. Meeting on the mound, now we're getting back to play. Top of the order, Schoenfeld will step in. Might expect a sac bunt here. Given that we're now in the fifth, about halfway through the game. Let's see what he does. First pitch. Misses upstairs. I guess it's never a sac bunt for Schoenfeld. He's got the wheels to always burn down, so if you choose to go, probably would just be bunting for a hit. He does show, pulls back and misses outside. He was thinking what I was thinking. Fredo Gonzalez holding Baker on over at first, who's got a 3-step lead. 2-0. In there for a strike, top of the zone at 87. The 2-1 shows bunt, gets down the first baseline. That's beautifully placed. Alfredo Gonzalez is going to watch it go foul. Really nice spot there from Schoenfeld. With the runner on first, you're trying to get that down the first base line. He did exactly that. Some veteran presence, the 16th season from Gonzalez. Able to almost block Schoenfeld and watch that go down the line. Foul. Now 2-2. Pretty decent crowd. Lake Erie not a spot that can hold a lot, but good size crowd here on a Tuesday night. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Two to Schoenfeld. He skies it. Shallow center field. That'll send Redfield racing and still coming. He makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Brings up Jackson Tucker, 0 for 2 on the day. Jackson Tucker from New York. Should be pretty proud of his New York Knicks making it to the NBA Finals. Had a tremendous week last week, 2 home runs. Tucker raised his average to 333. He's tied for the team lead in runs scored with Hank Zeisler. And then third on the team in RBIs. First pitch to him. He skies it out towards center field. Redfield moving in a little bit, trying to find it. Splash into the tan leather mitt. Out number 2.
The first baseman, number 13, Hank Zeisler.
Here's the 1-0. Missing outside. Runner takes off the 2-0 pitch. High and upstairs. Throw down to second. Not in time. Dylan Baker works himself into scoring position. Stolen base for Dylan Baker. Heck of an inning for D. Bakes. Nice single, worked a phenomenal at bat, and now gives Hank Zeisler an RBI chance. A 3-0 count on him. 2 away, top half of the 5th. The 3-0 bounces in the dirt. Hank Zeisler will work a walk. 4-pitch walk, his second time on base today. Brings up Brendan Bobo. That is Zeisler's 147th career walk. Record stands at 172. Meeting on the mound, this could be it for Brandon Scott. I already met with him once in this inning. Whole infield is up there, no point to the pen yet. They will take the ball away from him. Brandon Scott goes 4 2/3 as Lake Erie heads to the pen for another lefty. We'll be right back with that new wing when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Out of the Hooves Hangout bullpen, the Hooves Hangout pitching change. Looking for the perfect spots or lack and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. They stick with a pitcher from the left side. It'll be Brandon Noriega. Left-handed pitcher out of Miami, Florida. Last spent his time in 2025 with the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. Noriega, 6'3", 185 on the mound against Brendan Bobo. Runners first and second, 2 away, and a 1-1 ball game at the top of the 5th at 4-front field. Bobo 1 for 2 today, a single his last time up. Lined out to short back in the first inning. First pitch and off-speed misses upstairs. The 1-0, swing and a miss, bottom of the zone on the off-speed. Noriega's last time out, May 23rd. Inning pitch, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. 13 pitches there. On the season, he's gone 7 innings, a 3.86 ERA, 2 walks, and 10 Ks. He's drafted by the Cubs in the 11th round, the 2022 MLB draft. 1-1, Bobo, ground ball up the middle, fielded by Watkins. Throw coming across the diamond is in time to end the inning. Noriega does a job and strands 2 Florence runners out on first and second. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Webster with another inning of work when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top half of, or bottom half of the 5th inning. The first pitch is roped down the left field line all the way into the corner. Jett on his way to second. He's in with a leadoff double. James Jett gets started on the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th from Evan Webster. So runner in scoring position, a 1-1 ball game. Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. You're listening to Florence Y'all's Baseball. Rory Tettemer joining you on the broadcast. We do have our call for the Whites, always brought to you by Class Jewelers. Our diamond is shining bright thanks to our friends at Class. Head on over to 7365 Burlington Pike, Florence for all your jewelry needs, or call them today at 859-525-7500. Back to the top of the order, Pavin Parks. A hit by pitch and a run scored. First pitch fouled away. He's 0 for 1. Flat out to left his last time up. Webster's been great today. 0-1, in there for a strike, 0-2. He's picked up 5 Ks. 5 hits, just 1 run allowed right now through 4 innings pitched. Trying to get into his 5th. It's now the third time through the order for Webster. The 0-2 bounces in the dirt. Good block there from Kyle Harbison. Keeps the runner on second, James Jett, at bay. We have been told he's got wheels. So you got to be worried here at any point with a single. James Jett's able to score. The 1-2 pitch, fastball, misses outside, looked great just off the corner. 90 miles per hour there, dotted up from Evan Webster. Right-hander warming in the bullpen for Florence. That'll be Max Whitesell. Looks like tossing the rock out there. 2-2. Skies it out towards center field. Tucker working back, still going. With room in front of the wall, he makes the grab. Tagging second to third will be Jett. One out away with a runner 90 feet away. Brings up Joe Redfield, a double his last time up. Toby Hall gonna go talk to Evan Webster. No point to the pen yet. Toby Hall wants to make sure his team has a plan here, talking to the whole infield. Make sure that is Whitesell. Yep. Got our trusty binoculars out here. It is Max Whitesell warming up. Did appear in that Sunday game. He gave up a home run. Toby Hall also possibly just buying time for Whitesell to warm up in case they have to call upon him. Back to play here. It is a lefty-lefty battle. Runner at third. The infield's going to come in for Florence. Joe Redfield 1 for 2 today. 1-1 ball game. First pitch grounded right over towards Schoenfeld. Picks it up. No throw to the plate. The throw will go to first. Schoenfeld didn't seem like he can get out of the glove. I thought he did have the play there. It brings in the go-ahead run for the Crushers. RBI ground out from Joe Redfield. Wipes the bases clean now. 2-1 lead for Lake Erie. Luis Acevedo trying to get the Crushers restarted. Skies the first pitch. Backpedaling is Schoenfeld. He's all over it. Makes the grab to end the inning. 2 pitches too late. The Crushers take a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the 6th when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Hooves hang out pitching change for Lake Erie. It's an early night for Brandon Noriega, who's just goes a third of an inning. Didn't toss many pitches to Brendan Bobo. His night is already over. Gene Calderon is the new pitcher. Hooves hang out looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves hang out today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Calderon out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Last played with the St. Lucie Mets. First pitch to Zade Richardson. Fastball misses upstairs. A 2-1 lead for the Crushers. Florence now chasing here in the top of the sixth. The 1-0. Missing outside 2-0. From the stretch, the 2-0 pitch misses upstairs. A 3-0 count to Richardson. Florence has had the leadoff runner aboard twice. They scored one of them, and the last time they did, it was Richardson. It would be nice to get him on base. The 3-0. Missing high and inside. A 4-pitch walk from Richardson to open up the ball game. We were told that Lake Erie had some pitching trouble, so Florence, should not have just one run against them. You know, this is a team that's given up a lot of runs. Taking a look at the team stat numbers, Florence in runs allowed is 16th, and that's not overly good, but somehow Lake Erie is just a little worse than them. That one goes all the way to the backstop. Richardson will move on to second. In terms of team ERA, Florence is at a 6.31, Lake Erie at a 6.58. I guess both could be said. I guess it could be said for both teams that you should have more runs than 2 and 1 here in the sixth. Maybe we see some as they go to the bullpens. I'll give Florence starting pitching the slight edge over the bullpen right now. 5.63 to 6.15 ERA. The 1-0 missing. Of course, when you're looking at iScore right now, it doesn't seem like any of the statistics are right. Here's the 2-0 upstairs. Because, how does it make sense that Florence starters have a 5.63 and the relievers a 6.15, and yet their combined is 6.31? Should be an average of the two. 2-1. Missing again, 3-1. Garrett Broussard, the batter. Florence with the tying run in scoring position. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth. Missing. A 5-pitch walk to Garrett Broussard. That one was right at the top of the zone. But back-to-back walks to open up the inning from from Gene Calderon. That'll bring up Brett Blomquist, and actually a pinch hitter now. Marcus Brodell will come in for Blomquist. 6th inning. Maybe an early entry. Manager Toby Hall didn't like what he saw in the first couple at-bats from Blomquist. Wants to get Brodell in with an RBI opportunity here. Blomquist was 0 for 1 with a walk. Lefty warming up for Lake Erie. I believe that is Kenny Pearson, veteran lefty. Florence has used more pinch hitters than last year. They're 1 for 3 with 2 walks and an RBI. This is Marcus Brodell's first pinch hit opportunity of the season. The runner on first and second, nobody out. First pitch misses upstairs. I think you're a green light until you get a strike. It hasn't been much close from Calderon. Calderon from the Dominican Republic is 1-0 with a 11.81 ERA. That one misses outside. Last time out against Gateway went an inning pitch. No hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 Ks. Here's the 2-0. There it is, in there for a strike at 94. Suffered injuries in 2024 and 2025 that kept him off the field, and it's what dropped him away from the St. Lucie Mets, the Mets organization. 2-1. Ooh, runs inside, almost hits Brodell. It's his first time back in pro ball since 2023. In the Mets organization, he was 1-4 with a 6.83 ERA, 41 games, 54 innings pitched, 72 Ks to 49 walks. Did have a 12 K per 9. A 3-1 off speed or in there for a strike. Now a full count. The payoff pitch misses upstairs. Calderon has walked the bases loaded. Florence with a great opportunity here. Really have to capitalize. Bases juiced and nobody out. Infield starts coming in, but still not a meeting on the mound. Jared Lemieux will now slowly walk, and they're going to make a call into the pen. They'll head to the veteran, Kenny Pearson, trying to keep Florence off balance. And a Crushers 2-1 lead when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Back here in the top of the 6th, Kyle Harbison with the bases loaded and nobody out. A great opportunity here for Florence. Kenny Pearson, the new pitcher for the Crushers, the veteran in his 8th season, 3rd with the Crushers, just re-signed a few days ago They needed some veteran pitching and call upon Pearson. Not a hard thrower at 73 outside. He dances around with a lot of off speed. He's trying to bring some stability. First appeared against Gateway. An inning pitch, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout on 14 pitches. The 1-0 runs inside and hits Harbison. Florence, little deja vu. An RBI hit by pitch ties this ball game up at 2. Well, that's one way to do it. You can ask Marcus Brodell how that worked out for him. He had 2 RBI hit by pitches last time Florence played on Sunday. Now the bases stay loaded. Dylan Baker, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles today. He had the only other RBI for Florence back in the 2nd inning. That one runs inside, almost hits him. Nobody out. Really good at bat from Baker in the 5th. Had 2 strikes on him, eventually fouled enough off to work to a full count and roped a single to the left side of the infield. That one's in there for a strike 1-1. 82 on the off speed. Pearson lives around here, Sheffield Lake, Ohio. Here's the 1-1, top of the zone missing. Just an 82-mile-per-hour fastball there from Pearson, shaking his head. Big-time opportunity here for Florence to try and take the lead and hopefully add even more after that. 2-1. Baker ropes it through the left side of the infield. That'll bring home Broussard. They're going to give a stop sign to Brodell. Dylan Baker, a 3 for 3 day with 2 RBIs. He keeps the train moving. Bases stay loaded and nobody out, but now Florence with a 3-2 lead. First lead of the day for the Yalls. Brings up Tyler Schoenfeld. What about Dylan Baker? Believe that's his first 3-hit game of the season. Yeah, Baker's first 3-hit game of the season. His second multi-RBI game of the season. First pitch misses downstairs. That's good to see, too, because I didn't know, Kenny Pearson kind of did pretty well against Florence last year. He's a veteran. He's crafty. I'm just glad Florence was able to do what they needed to do. They're going to call a balk on Pearson. That'll bring home a run and move runners now 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Pitch called dead. A balk will bring home another for Florence. They take a 4-2 lead. So all 3 runs accounted to Gene Calderon do come in. An RBI hit by pitch, a single, and a balk. Runners move to 2nd and 3rd. That's Harbison at 3rd, Baker at 2nd. Ground ball right side off of the glove of Gonzalez. He tags first for 1. He's got Baker caught between 2nd and 3rd. The throw comes in, goes to 2nd. Baker caught between 2nd and 3rd again. Tag applied. Oh, Harbison came off the base, and now he's caught between 3rd and home. It's a triple play that ends the inning. Really poor base running from Florence. My goodness. The Yalls with base running blunder helps out Lake Erie a ton. Although they do take a 4-2 lead, we head to the bottom of the 6th when we return to the Frontier League Network powered by HDN.
Attention all kids. The kids zone will be closing at the end of the 7th inning. Get your last runs through the obstacle course now. All right, I have come here by third base, and it is time for the wheelbarrow hit. You guys ready? You guys are facing the wrong direction. We're going that way.
Bottom half of the sixth, Florence with a brand new 4-2 lead. Evan Webster back out for another inning of work. Max Whitesell warming up in the bullpen. It's a lefty-lefty battle to start here, and I think that's why Florence is going to stick with Webster, at least in the beginning. You have Tobias followed by Gonzalez and Pike. If he gets in any trouble, you'll head to Whitesell. That one's skied away, 0-2. Really poor base running by Florence in ending that sixth inning. You had Lake Erie on the ropes. You were able to get 3 across. 0-2, misses away. A hard hit ball from Tyler Schoenfeld. Alfredo Gonzalez not playing up. He honestly, that probably should have scored a run in itself because it bounces off his glove. Harbison did not go, but it was Dylan Baker on the heels of Harbison. Called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. 6K of the day from Evan Webster. Dylan Baker got caught between second and third, got into a little bit of a rundown. As Baker neared third, he was tagged out, and Harbison jumped off the bag, I guess to try and make room for Baker over at third, and then they caught him between third and home. So a very unconventional triple play. First pitch, missing inside. The batter, Alfredo Gonzalez, trying to show bunt. But that was, GM Max Johnson, so I missed your call on it. It's not like it was a good call by any means. That was a disgusting triple play. It's not like a line drive, tag a base, and throw on over to first. That's just really poor base running to get the triple play. 1-1, fouls it away. What matters is, you can harp on that the whole time. What matters is Florence got 3 runs and have now taken a 4-2 lead, and hopefully they're able to hang on to that. Just one that scratches your head on how it happened. The 1-2 missing inside to Gonzalez. On the bright side, Dylan Baker, a 3-hit day. Gives Florence the lead. Really nice day from Dylan Baker. Two-two. Misses upstairs, a full count. And even more after that. 3-2, slow roller, first base side. Zeisler will pick it up. Webster covering, a toss on to him for the second out of the inning. PFP to its finest, 3-1 on the put away. Brings up another lefty in Garrett Pike. And now Webster, who might have been pulled in the 5th, is ready to work his 6th, hopefully. He does have Whitesell on the heels over there. He's stopped throwing. 2 outs of the bases empty. First pitch to Pike. Off speed in there for a strike. Really nice first pitch there from Evan Webster. That one misses downstairs. Called time here by the umpire. This is something we've seen from this crew. Mid-at-bat time to go get more balls. The 1-1. Ground ball, left side, or right side. Schoenfeld has it. Throw on to first is in time. And a clean 1-2-3 from Evan Webster. He's gone 6 complete. And he leaves with a lead, a 4-2 lead as we head to the top of the 7th when we return to the Frontier League Network powered by HTN. Top half of the 7th inning, 4-2. Florence leads. Jackson Tucker will lead things off, followed by Hank Zeisler and Brendan Bobo. 2-3-4 for the Yalls. First pitch misses outside. Still Kenny Pearson on the mound. Allowed all 3 runs of Gene Calderon to come in. Calderon ends with a final line. No innings pitched, no hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, no Ks. Did not register an out. The 1-0 is in there. Kenny Pearson had a hit by pitch, a single, had a balk that brought a runner home, and then works a long triple play. Too many to count. At one point, it was 3 unassisted to take down Tyler Schoenfeld. Then a throw across the diamond caught Dylan Baker. At least 5-6 over there. And then another, maybe 5-2 to get Harbison in between third and home. Really just a bizarre play. A 3-1 count on Tucker. Florence hoping to add to a 2-run lead here in the 7th. Let's do this date in baseball history. Didn't do it in the bottom of the 6th. It was so quick. 3-1 ground ball, right side. Alfredo Gonzalez is going to take it himself to beat the speedy Jackson Tucker. Brings up Hank Zeisler. 1 for 2 on the day. This day in baseball history always brought to you by Furniture Fair. Style, comfort, value. That's the Furniture Fair promise. Visit your local showroom or shop online at FurnitureFair.net. May 26th, hop back in the time machine. Let's go to 1925. A Detroit's 8-1 win over the White Sox. Ty Cobb becomes the first to collect 1,000 career extra base hits. He will finish 1,139. Ty Cobb. This date in 1925. First pitch bounces to Hank Zeisler. '93, an infamous day for Jose Canseco. May 26, 1993. He can't be accused of not using his head by anyone in Cleveland. The Texas right fielder drifts back to line up a long drive from Carlos Martinez, and when he turns his head to take a look at the wall, the ball skims off his glove, hits his head, and bounces over the fence for a home run. Play that's probably everyone has seen Major League history. Just a blunder there. It's a tough one to shake off. Certainly one that's definitely been attached to his name. Sometimes errors are just, I guess that's not even an error, but sometimes just bad defensive plays are attached to your name for a long time. You can ask Canseco, you can ask Bill Buckner. 3-1. Ooh, runs inside and hits Hank Zeisler. He'll be granted first. It's the second hit by pitch by Kenny Pearson. It's always brought to you by Airport Paint and Body. When life throws a fastball at your ride, they'll fix you up and get you back in the game. Submit a free estimate online at airportpaintandbody.com. Brendan Bobo digs in. Nobody warming up in the Lake Erie pen. Max Whitesell's still going for Florence. That means it's probably the end of the day for Evan Webster. One away, the runner on first for Brendan Bobo. First pitch, Bobo fouls it straight back. May 26, 1997. We had Memorial Day yesterday, but May 26, 1997, we had 2 inside the park home runs are hitting a span of 5 minutes on Memorial Day in Pittsburgh. First by the Cubs slugger, Sammy Sosa. Touches them all in the top of the 6th inning. Then Tony Womack flies around the bases in 13 seconds in the bottom of the inning. The Cubs hold off the Bucks 2-1, but it's the first time in 21 years that 2 NL players hit inside the Parkers in the same game. How about that? 13 seconds around the bases is flying. The 1-1, Bobo skies it down the left field line, but foul. 2 inside the park home runs in 5 minutes is also just absurd. One-two count with 1 away. Big shift against Bobo here. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Third baseman almost playing shortstop. Shortstop shaded up the middle, and the second baseman more pull side towards first. Threatening Bobo to go opposite field. Runner takes off the 1-2, ground ball over, up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Watkins. The only throw is to first. Zeisler was able to be there before the ball was even fielded. Moves a runner into scoring position, I guess. Ends up just a 6-3 put away for Bobo. Brings up Zade Richardson. He's 1 for 2. 2 runs scored with a walk. He's got another RBI opportunity here. With Zeisler on second in scoring position. A run here would tie the Florence Y'all's all-time record. Florence franchise all-time record. .194 right now for Zeisler, trying to get to 195 and then hopefully break it. Oh, misses upstairs. Wouldn't Richardson be the one that would love to bring him in and get him going? B195. The 2-0. Richardson fouls it away, 2-1. Tim Grogan held the record, 2007 to 2010. It's not a matter of if he'll break it, it's just when. Obviously, we're May. 2-1. Misses upstairs. I assume it happens in this series, the way Zeisler gets on base. Let's look up Tim Grogan. What was he up to? Fort Thomas, Kentucky native. 3-1. Misses outside, a walk to Zade Richardson, his second walk of the day. Puts runners first and second with 2 away for Garrett Broussard. Tim Grogan, a heck of a career. Drafted by the White Sox in the 47th round of the 2002 MLB draft. Went to Covington Catholic, and was drafted by the New York Mets in the 19th round of the 2005 MLB draft from Western Kentucky University. Now 42 years of age. Played 2 seasons with the Mets, the Metsies. Best season was his last season, just a .230 average. Had 1 home run, 23 RBIs in low A. Brooklyn Cyclones there. Then came over to Florence and playing from 2007 to 2010 before he called it a career. His best season was 2008, hit .309, 11 home runs, 33 RBIs. Pretty good ball player. Last 3 seasons, 11 home runs, 12 home runs, 12 home runs. First pitch misses upstairs. Not Hank Zeisler numbers, but really pretty good player. Pretty cool that he's from Fort Thomas. Went to Covington Catholic. I believe Covcath eliminated from the 9th region tournament. From everything that I heard. Possibly not. Were they even in it? The 1-0 fouls it away. I know Highlands was eliminated. It's happening back home at Thomas More Stadium. Ryle High School, I think, played in a semifinal game today. That's Evan Webster's alma mater. (1-1). Broussard ropes it out towards left field. Jet on the run towards the line. He makes the grab. Heck of a play there from Jet. Chasing down extra bases from Garrett Broussard. Florence strands 2 on. We had 2 stretch time at Forefront Field. A 4-2 lead for the Alls when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM. Stretch time here at Forefront Field. Always brought to you by Stretch Lab. Go visit Stretch Lab, their team of highly trained flexologists. Give you a deeper stretch than you could ever imagine. Visit stretchlab.com to find a location near you. We also have a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change with a new wing coming into the game. Pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's always fresh, never frozen. Max Whitesell has entered for Evan Webster, who finishes 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned 1 walk and 6 Ks. Max Whitesell, the right-handed pitcher for Florence, who's been oh so good this season. Vegas, the batter. Kick the 1-2. Ooh, slider misses just a bit outside. 81 there from Max Whitesell. Whitesell has been extremely good for Florence. He did give up a home run his last time out, a 2-run homer. Brought the lead at that point down to 1 for Florence. That one's punched out towards shallow right field. Bobo on the run towards the line. He's not going to get there. 1 hops in front of him for a leadoff single from Derek Vegas, the catcher. Tying run coming to the plate for Lake Erie. Whitesell an inning and a third, 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. On the season, he's got 10 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 14 Ks. He has been dominant for the Yalls. Lefty will dig in, and Jared Watkins, he's 1 for 2. First pitch to him in there for a strike fastball at the bottom of the zone. Watkins grounded out to first his last time up. Whitesell misses outside again. 1-1 the count. Should be time for Rip That Pack. You're in the bottom of the 7th. No longer like to do it while we're on the road and the offense is hitting. There's a bloop out towards shortstop. Dylan Baker fields it on a bare hand. Toss to second, 1, no relay to first. Really good play there from Dylan Baker, who's had a heck of a game. Bare hand play. I think his only chance was, if he fielded on the glove, maybe get Jared Watkins, but the bare hand was the only shot he had to get the lead runner. Keep it to just a runner at first. So fielder's choice, he'll go 6-4 as Watkins swaps places with Vegas. Brings up James Jett, a double and scored back in the 5th. He's 1 for 2 on the day. So we got to Rip That Pack going back to the Topps Series 1, 2026 Series 1. I don't know if we've opened it on the broadcast yet. Looks like we have a pinch hitter, Sam Benjamin, in for James Jett. That's an interesting choice. Jett obviously provided a double and a run. And in comes Sam Benjamin for him. Hitting .262 on the season, does have 3 home runs. Big swing and a miss from Benjamin. Will take over in right field. He's from Katy, Texas. A 1 misses downstairs. Start off with Aaron Judge. It's always a good pack when you start off with Judge. Now in these Top Series 1, a lot of cards, a lot of them are base. It's not as fun as the Bowmans. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Kerry Carpenter, Scary Kerry. Some call him Kerry Bonds. Josh Lowe. We got the You See That, Mashers Unite, Cal Raleigh, and J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. The 1-2 from Whitesell, fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Shea Bangaliers, he's been a Tettemer trivia answer. Zach McKinstry. Ryan Pepio, unfortunately, had his season derailed after a UCL injury. Was expected to be one of the best pitchers for the Rays this season. 1-2, ground ball left side. Baker gloves it. Toss to second, 1. Relay over to first is in time. Twin killing, inning-ending double play. 6-4-3. Florence gets an unconventional 1-2-3 from Max Whitesell. Heading to the top of the 8th. It's 4-2. Y'all's looking for more when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Fans, it's time for the dance scan, presented by Erie Credit Union. Erie Credit Union proudly supports Crushers baseball and salutes their efforts to show up in support of our local community. There you go. Keep it dancing. Keep that energy up. Fans, now on the mound for your Crushers is the right-hander, number 26, Corbin Foy.
Top of the 8th, Florence on top 4-2. Hooves Hangout pitching change. Go visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Marcus Brodell will lead things off for Florence, followed by Kyle Harbison and Dylan Baker. 7, 8, 9 for the Yalls. New pitcher is Corbin Foy in for Lake Erie. Foy relieves Kenny Pearson, who goes 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. He did surrender all 3 runs left upon by Gene Calderon. 1-0 to Brodell. He was walked his last time around. Corbin Foy is a new name for the Lake Erie Crushers. Out of Niles, Ohio. That one's in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. 0-1 with a 10.45 ERA across 10 1/3 innings pitched. 9 walks to 14 Ks. That one runs inside. It looks like hits Marcus Brodell. I missed actually the contact there. I was looking at Foy's stats. Marcus Brodell, a hit by pitch. This is pretty amazing what Brodell's been doing. I mean, he had a 3-walk day the other day, plus 2 hit by pitches. His last 2 plate appearances, walk and a hit by pitch. He hasn't had to do much, but his on-base percentage just rising by the second. Brings up Kyle Harbison. First pitch to him. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Completing that pack I started last inning. Then we'll wait until the bottom of the 8th for our next one. Got Nathan Church, the rookie outfielder for the St. Louis Cardinals. Kyle Manzardo, at once a top prospect for the Guardians, still with them. We got Ben Williamson. And then our inserts were the Bronx Buddies, a chrome refractor. The All-Star game there, Aaron Judge, Max Fried, and Carlos Rodon. That one's high and inside, 1-1 to Harbison. And then our stars of the MLB, Christian Yelich. So the Bronx Buddies, cool little chrome refractor. Nothing numbered or anything. That one bounces there, gets away. On the way to second is Brodell. Takes advantage there of a good dirt ball read. Not much there in that first pack here, Top Series 1. Top Series 1, I haven't seen much come through on the blasters. We have got some out of 10 stuff on the numbers and or on the hanger boxes. See if we could still pull anything. Again, we'll pull that next pack in the bottom of the 8th. Harbison today is 0 for 1 with an RBI hit by pitch and a sac bunt. Florence on top 4-2. 2-1 Harbison. One hopper over towards third. Parks fields it. Throw across the diamond is in time. 5-3 on the put away. Brings up Dylan Baker, who's got a 3-hit day for him. First pitch, fastball misses inside. Florence trying to start off this series with a series win. They've won 4 series in a row, now at 8-7. 1-0, that's one skied high down the left field line, sending Jet warning track to the wall. He looks up, and it's out of here. Dylan Baker, have yourself a game. A 4-for-4 night, now with 4 RBIs, capped off by his second home run of the season. Florence takes a 6-2 lead. What a day for Dylan Baker, the 9-hole hitter for the Yalls. That is unbelievable. First pitch to Tyler Schoenfeld in there for a strike. Wow, Dylan Baker. You've now seen the pop. Back-to-back weeks with home runs. Dylan Baker does the job for Florence. Just an outstanding game, one of the best we've seen on the season. The 1-1. This is upstairs. That's the first 4-hit game of the season for Florence. That one's fouled back. Schoenfeld 0 for 4 today. Two misses outside. Payoff pitch misses downstairs. Schoenfeld gets himself on base for the first time today. A walk here from Corbin Foy. Runner on first and 1 out for Jackson Tucker. Pitching coach coming out, speaking to Foy, trying to settle him down. Turning to play. Schoenfeld takes off. The first pitch misses downstairs, and Schoenfeld with a stolen base without even a throw. Back-to-back games with Schoenfeld stolen bases. I believe that's his 9th of the season, and would put him tied atop the leaderboard for Florence with Jackson Tucker. Schoenfeld had a 3 stolen base day on Sunday, which got him all the way back. Tucker is missing 1 on his stats, so I do have him at 9 on my book, and that would tie Schoenfeld with him. Schoenfeld's a perfect 8 for 8 stealing second, 9 for 9 on the season. Tucker's been caught stealing a few times, but Florence would still accept him taking second base when he needs. That one's a foul ball. Sliding into the wall is Alfredo Gonzalez, not able to get there. Two one. Check swing goes all the way around. Tucker 0 for 4 today. 2-2, misses upstairs. Payoff, fouls it back. Look over at second. The payoff to Tucker, misses upstairs. He works himself a walk. Back-to-back walks for Florence. They have their top two in the order on base. That's a lot of speed. Schoenfeld and Tucker. Brings up the captain, Hank Zeisler, who's 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Florence already got their insurance. They're on top 6-2. A 2-run shot from Dylan Baker. Now looking to just pull away in this ball game. Be able to take a save situation away from Aiden McAvoy, but that's probably a good thing for Florence, not having to use him right away in the series. Doesn't look like anyone's going to be replacing Max Whitesell next inning. One misses downstairs. Two out. Bottom of the zone in there for a strike. Runners take off, 2-1, misses upstairs. Throw goes down to third. Schoenfeld, tag applied in time. Third base umpire way off the bag, not even close. Blocked by the play, calls him out from a good 20 feet away. Had to move a little more than that. Didn't have the quick instincts over there was Rudy Bosk. Got to be on top of it if you're going to call an out from that far. It's the first time Schoenfeld's been caught stealing today. 3-1. Misses downstairs. 5-pitch walk to Hank Zeisler. It's 3 walks in a row from Corbin Foy's. Helped out there. That is a stolen base for Tucker. He does move now into the lead with 10. Again, these guys are going to be bouncing around with the lead all season for stolen bases, but his 10th stolen base. Runners first and second, 2 away for Brendan Bobo. Bobo 1 for 4. First pitch to him, skies it foul and out of play. 0-1. Check swing, top of the zone. Doesn't go around. The 1-1. That one sent out towards center field. Well hit, but right at Redfield, who runs in to make the grab and end the inning. Florence strands 2 runners on base, but pick up 2 more. A 2-run shot from Dylan Baker continues his stellar day. He's 4 for 4 at the plate. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, the Yalls carry a 6-2 lead when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the 8th inning, first pitch to Pavin Parks is in there for a strike. Max Whitesell still on the mound for Florence. The 6-2 lead now on our Thomas More scoreboard. The 0-1 in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Story of this game has been all Dylan Baker, who's 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs and now his 2nd home run of the season. But the pitching's been solid too. Evan Webster, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Max Whitesell had a clean inning of relief. Looks like it's his inning here in the 8th and nobody warming up in the bullpen. 0-2, fastball misses upstairs. Here in the bottom of the 8th, we will have our second and final Rip That Pack of the night. Big swing and a miss from Pavin Parks. 15th K of the season from Max Whitesell, his first of the outing. Brings up Joe Redfield. He's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. To the Rip That Pack. Looks like we got 2 inserts in the back there. Nothing big, it seems. First pitch misses away, 1-0. Got Parker Messick, who's been dominant for the Guardians. Rookie pitcher, starting up that pitching factory in Cleveland. They've had a hot start. Oh, another one misses, 2-0. 2-0. That one misses upstairs. Now a 3-0 count. They got Jacob Lopez, pitcher for the Athletics. Ronnie Mauricio for the Mets. 3-0 pitch, misses downstairs. A 4-pitch walk to Joe Redfield, his second time on base today. Brings up Luis Acevedo, who's 1 for 3. Pick up Jack Caglione. It's a big-time rookie chase in this pack. Got a teammate, it takes two. Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor. It's an interesting card, just given what the media says about the relationship between Lindor and Juan Soto. First pitch misses away. Now 5 balls in a row from Max Whitesell. A 1-0 count to Acevedo. 1 away and a runner on first. Florence up 6-2. That one misses low. Tight zone right now. Toby Hall is going to start getting a reliever warmed up. Two out from Whitesell. Ground ball left side and through for a base hit. Station to station runners first and second for Jacob Tobias now. Tamayuki Sugano, pitcher for the Orioles. And this is a 2026 pack. Obviously, the cards are printed before all the offseason moves. The Nick Castellanos Phillies card. Ryan Ritter, shortstop for Colorado, followed by Warmick Burnable for the Rockies as well. And then you get some Reds here. Tyler Stevenson on the base card. You get Titans of the game, Ellie De La Cruz. That's one of those inserts there. It's a cool insert. And a 2025 All-Tops team, Aaron Judge, your outfielder. 2 inserts, not bad. The All-Tops team is gold. It's a cool one for Aaron Judge. Not worth any money, but a very cool card. So we strike out on the first Rip That pack here of the series. We got 4 more packs to go in due time. 2 more tomorrow, 2 more on Thursday. The 1-0. Misses upstairs. Lefty warming up. That is going to be Aiden McAvoy. That one's fouled away. Florence going to go to their closer, even not in a save opportunity. Not trying to take any chances. Florence still looking for consistency outside of Whitesell and McAvoy. 2-1, hard hit into right field. They're going to give a stop sign, station to station for everyone as Brendan Bobo fields in, throws it in. Bases loaded and 1 away. Now for Alfredo Gonzalez. Tying run coming to the plate. Back-to-back singles and a walk for Max Whitesell in the inning. Not out of this one yet. Toby Hall's going to go speak to his young righty. Bases loaded and just 1 away. These Lake Erie fans are trying to get up and get moving. Toby Hall just trying to calm Max Whitesell as Aiden McAvoy warms up. If McAvoy does come in, it'd be another multi-inning save. If he came in with, the tying runs on base. Pretty interesting. 8 hits apiece for both ball clubs now. Max Whitesell trying to get out of some trouble. First pitch to Gonzalez. Misses outside. Hasn't been able to dial in the strike zone as much. In this inning. Pitched a clean first. In the 7th, the 1-0. See, like that's right there, but not called. It's a little bit out, it looks like, on track, man. Again, my angle down the third base line not as perfect as it is at Thomas More Stadium right behind home plate, or other ballparks for that matter. 2-0. Gonzalez skies it high. Infield, right side. Shaney fell with an early call. Now coming in, back in on the dirt. He makes the grab. Out number 2. Big time out there to put away Alfredo Gonzalez, one of the more feared hitters for the Crushers. Brings up Garrett Pike. 0 for 3 today. Florence warming up McAvoy, hoping not to use him. I wonder if it would stay the same in the 9th if they don't go to their closer. Obviously, would not be a save situation. You're hoping it's still a 4-run lead. That one misses outside. Good stop from Harbison to keep that in front. It's a deep backstop. Toby Hall, another meeting, and he's going to make a change mid-at-bat. He has to with the second meeting, so it's going to be a 1-0 count. I think Hall was teetering with it. Whitesell worked quickly, and Hall will head to the pen and opt for a lefty-lefty matchup. 1 2/3 innings pitch from Whitesell will leave the bases loaded. Aiden McAvoy is in for another appearance when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom half of the 8th, Aiden McAvoy is your Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change. Bases loaded, 2 away. McAvoy, first pitch in there for a strike. A 1-1 count left there by Max Whitesell. First time this season where we've had a pitching change mid-at-bat for Florence. The batter is Garrett Pike in a lefty-lefty matchup. I think field manager Toby Hall was just teetering around with the idea. Max Whitesell delivered that pitch, that first pitch, pretty quickly. And then once it was a ball, he immediately went to go make the change. They would prefer the lefty-lefty matchup instead of Whitesell there. So they will use McAvoy, who enters this ball game with the tying run coming to the plate. Here's the 2-1. Off-speed misses downstairs. It's not a fair opportunity, and I don't know if he's even credited with the walk considering he didn't start the at-bat. Now 3-1 with 2 away. Nowhere to put the batter Pike. The base is loaded. 3-1 pitch. In there for strike 3 and 2. Florence on top of the Crushers 6-2 on a Tuesday night game here in Avon, Ohio. Beautiful night for baseball. McAvoy, the payoff pitch, misses downstairs. A run comes in to score. That'll bring the go-ahead run to the plate. RBI walk to Pike. Again, I don't know if that one's even charged to McAvoy. We'll have to look at the box score later, but it's definitely a run against Whitesell, his 4th allowed on the season. Still on tap for 2 runners on base. Brings up Derek Vegas, who's 1 for 3. But a fresh count this time for McAvoy. Swing and a miss, bottom of the zone. If McAvoy couldn't do it there, I don't think there's a pitcher in the bullpen that would have been able to throw a strike there and not walk. It seems like everyone else for Florence in those situations this season has walked that first guy in those opportunities, swing and a miss, or like a wild pitch to score him. McAvoy's been the most consistent. Whitesell would have been the only other that's gotten out of jams like that. Just needing to face a batter, but of course he was the one that started it off. 0-2, swing and a miss. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Couple pitches too late. A run does come across, but still a 6-3 lead as we head to the top of the 9th. When we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Hey fans, the Lakeview Crushers are here all summer long. Check out the video board for upcoming games and promotions, including Friday and Saturday night fireworks displays, midnight giveaways, and more.
Top half of the 9th inning. It's 6-3 Florence. Zade Richardson on for the Y'alls. New pitcher as well. Christian Scafidi is the Hooves Hangout pitching change. Go visit former Reds reliever at Hooves Hangout, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Scafidi, another season with Lake Erie. Had a very good 2024 before he was dealt to a Canada team. Ultimately returned to Lake Erie. Off-speed misses outside. 1-1 count. Richardson actually tagged him for a home run. I believe in 2024. Might have been 2025. That was a go-ahead blast for Richardson. Here they are again, the 2-1. Misses downstairs. Florence with a 3-run lead. Do have Stephen Gregg commenting. No previous pitcher's batter. He's talking about the walk from Aiden McAvoy that started with a 1-0 count from Max Whitesell. I did some research on my own, Stephen, as well. The relief pitcher will receive credit. There's a walk there to Zade Richardson. The walk exception is if the count is 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2 at the time of the new pitcher enters. So 1-0 would not count for that one. That walk is charged to Aiden McAvoy. So if it was a favorable hitter's count, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, more so than just 1-0, it would have been charged to Whitesell. But instead, it was a 1-0 count. It's charged to McAvoy there. Had to do my own research on that one. Either way, McAvoy does the job and gets out of it. It's a nice strikeout to end last inning. 0-1 to Broussard, check swing. Doesn't go all the way around, 1-1 the count. Richardson with a 3-walk day. He waits on first. He's 1 for 2. Broussard is 1 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored. 1-1, misses downstairs. Two-one pitch. Broussard skies it high, first base side, foul territory. Gonzalez over that way. Looks like with room, he makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Brings up Marcus Brodell. Hasn't had to do much. A walk and a hit by pitch. He scored on both plate appearances. Coming in as a pinch hitter for Brett Blomquist. He was a part of a 3-run six that gave Florence the lead they're currently holding right now. Brodell swings and drives that one out towards center field. Making the grab is Jet. Out number 2. Good piece there from Brodell, but good rundown by the left fielder. That's actually Benjamin placing Jet. A 0-1 count to Kyle Harbison. That one misses upstairs. That one's fouled away. 1-2 the count. That one's fouled back. The 1-2 off speed, called strike 3. Nice off speed there from Scafidi, and after a leadoff walk, he puts down the Yalls in order. Florence carries a 6-3 lead into the bottom of the 9th when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom of the ninth, Florence with a Hawksworth Blood Center save opportunity. Aiden McAvoy looking for his 5th save on the season. Entered with, the tying run on base and at the plate and everything here. Now in a 6-3 ball game, he should get that save. 5th of the season, the batter, lefty, Jared Watkins. That one's in there for a strike 1-1. The Y'alls trying to go 2 games above 500 for the first time since May of 2024. That's the highest they've been in my tenure, or would be the highest in my tenure. Check swing. In and out of the glove of Harbison. Not even getting an appeal. Almost looked like he kind of went there. That one's fouled back. 2-2 count. McAvoy, the closer for Florence. 2-2 pitch. Fouls it away. Watkins way out in front of the off speed, but able to get a piece. Would be the Y'alls' first series opening win since their series against Mississippi. It was the 2nd of the season. Kick the 2-2. Misses outside. Payoff. Off speed. Cold. Strike 3. Dotted up bottom of the zone. McAvoy. Beautiful placement. Picks up his first out of the inning. 2nd K of the outing for McAvoy. This one looking to Jared Watkins. It'll bring up Sam Benjamin. What a great spot from Aiden McAvoy. Acquired in a trade with Joliet in the offseason. He was a starter in a swap of Sean Gamelin. Florence has now turned him into their best relief pitcher. That one's in there for a strike. Benjamin was a pinch hitter. Grounded into a double play back in the 7th. Lefty-lefty battle again. Big swing and a miss. McAvoy up 0-2. What I learned today is actually the best thing about Aiden McAvoy. Maybe the best thing that any person could tell me. He saw me wearing my Eagles jersey today and said, "Go Birds." Aiden McAvoy, an Eagles and Phillies fan, all Phillies. Swing and a miss, bottom of the zone. Back-to-back Ks from McAvoy. 2nd out here in the 9th. And that's what an Eagles fan does. Just gets the job done in the 9th. Back-to-back Ks. Maybe we found out the true secret behind McAvoy's success all along. He bleeds green. Maybe a little bit of red and baby blue of Florence as well. First pitch to Pavin Parks. In there for a strike. So not the way that Lake Erie draws it up. I mean, Watkins, Benjamin, and now Parks, all 3 lefties. Florence clearly with the advantage with a lefty on the mound. No pinch hitters coming in for the Crushers. I mean, you're not going to pinch hit Parks. He's their leadoff guy, one of the best hitters in their lineup. Entered today with a .267 average and 3 home runs. 0-1. Skies it out towards center field. Tucker working back now, coming in. Makes the grab to end the ball game. Florence with a 6-3 win over the Crushers to take the 3-game series opener and move to 9-7 on the season. First time 2 games above 500 since May of 2024. The Y'alls keep on rolling here in Avon, Ohio, led by some strong pitching and a 4-hit day from Dylan Baker. No doubt your player of the game. If we had our post-game interview, I'd love to speak to Baker, who not only, yes, a 4-hit day, but grinding out some at-bats. And the biggest one when you needed him most, getting some insurance, a 2-run blast in the 8th inning, his 2nd home run on the season. technically his last home run was 7 days ago, that Tuesday game in Washington. So second home run in 7 days for Baker as well. What a game for the young shortstop who picks up 4 RBIs on his 4-hit day, the only Y'all with 4 hits in a ball game. Aiden McAvoy his 5th save, and Evan Webster his 3rd win in a row, a team high. The loss will go to Calderon. Calderon dealt the loss. He came in, didn't get an out. 3 walks, was relieved by Pearson. Florence ends up with the 6-3 victory. How about that? Celebrate, y'all's fans. Florence is 2 games above 500, 9-7, and takes sole possession of 3rd place in the Central Division of the Midwest Conference. What a game. Good to see some, solid pitching and not just a, barrage of offense from both ball clubs. This was a duel. I mean, until the 6th, it was 1-1. Game where we were wondering, how is, both ball clubs that came in with talented offenses and, maybe some struggling pitching, how is this a 1-1 game? Then Florence tacked on multi-run innings in the 6th and 8th and took a lead that they would not relinquish for a 6-3 win. Some notable performances as well. Zade Richardson went 1 for 2. He had 2 runs and 3 walks. He was on base 4 times today. Marcus Brodell had 2 runs scored, a walk and a hit by pitch. Good day from Zeisler, always. A 1 for 2 game, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. He was on base 4 times. Didn't come in to score, so we'll have to wait another day for him to tie the franchise run record. But, again, got all season for that. Dylan Baker takes the spotlight. A 4 for 4 game with 4 RBIs. One of the best offensive games of the season. We will do it all again tomorrow when the Y'alls return here. Another 6:30 start at Forefront Field. It'll be 6:30 all week. Isaac Milburn toes the rubber against another lefty for Lake Erie, Andres Parra. Wednesday night, Isaac Milburn looking for his 2nd win on the season. Florence hoping that the offense can keep rolling and backing him up on the mound. Again, a 6:30 start. For all of you listening on Home Team Network, your destination for Frontier League Baseball, or if you've tuned in to the Florence Y'alls radio stream, special shout out to you guys. We will be back here for about a 6:20 pregame. And you guys can enjoy the rest of your day as we get ready for hopefully another series win for the Y'alls. That'll do it for us here at Forefront Field. A 6-3 Y'alls win in Game 1 of the 3-game series against the division rival Lake Erie Crushers. Special shout out to our Stadium Ops crew and front office working back home in the 9th Region Tournament. They've had some long days over there as well. MC Hannah tuning in on the broadcast, getting you guys some clips on our social media pages. A special shout out to the Y'alls fans who were able to make it and tune in and through the entirety of this ball game. And how about a ball game, 3 hours, under 3.5? That's always good. It's always good to have. It's been a pleasure broadcasting this one for you. Until next time, saying so long from Forefront Field, and y'all have a good night.